Hey team, Patrick here, and in today's lesson I want to cover some of my top double strategies that coincidentally has become one of my favorite topics to teach in recent years, as it can instantly level up your game the next time you step on the match court. So let's get into it. Strategy number one is going to be to hit the ball cross court, whether you're the baseliner or you're the player at the net. And I'll explain why, and it's all about time. If you're the baseliner and you try and hit it past the player at the net, will you give them too much time to see the ball coming and they can react and put that ball away? So you want to keep the ball cross court back to the opposing baseliner, who has less chance to do damage to your team from that position on the court. The same if you're the volleyer up at the net. Well, if you hit the ball straight down the line, back in front of you, you hit the ball hard, but to the baseliner, which is what I see all the time in club level doubles, well, they can defend that ball back in play. So you want to hit the ball cross court, targeting the net player on the other side, who has no time to react and get it back, or who at least has a lot less time to react and get it back. And you use this strategy if you're either not sure where to hit, or you want to be right sort of most of the time. Just simply follow this strategy. There are going to be a couple of exceptions though. If you're the player at the net and you get a tough volley, you're stretching for the ball, or I'm thinking if the ball's low here and you have to pop the ball up, or just keep it back in front of you, back to the baseliner, because if you hit it cross court and you have to volley up, well, the other net player is just going to be able to put the ball away. And if you are hitting cross court as a volleyer towards the other net player, you're going to want to hit the ball down towards their feet. A couple of times to hit the ball down the line, if you're the baseliner playing doubles, would be one, if you get a short ball where you can step up inside the court and attack. Well, I like to say you've almost become a net player in this situation here. You can take their time away and you might be able to play a passing shot down the line. The other time would be if you see them move early, if they cheat across too early to try and intercept and they give you a lot of space. Well, again, you might be able to fit the ball down the line this time as well. The final time to go down the line as the baseliner playing doubles would be if you're playing a lob, as technically you're not now hitting to the volleyer, you're hitting over them into that space at the back. You're still hitting to the player at the baseline on the other side. It can be a really good strategy. And this leads me on to my next tactic, which would be getting used to your action or your shot, having a follow-up action in terms of where you then position yourself on the court. And playing a successful lob as the baseliner here is a great example of this. If you see it go over the net player's head, you want your team to move to the service line. So I want to run into the service line here. My partner as well is going to drop back to the service line a little bit. And the reason for this is the most likely shot that the opposing team is going to play back is going to be another high defensive lob here. So if I just charge into the net, all the way into the net with no split step, I'm going to find the ball's going to sail over my head. But if I stay at the back of the court here, well, I've just negated the good shot that I've played and I've given them all of that time to reset. Looking at this from the other team's perspective, if I'm running across to the other side to retrieve a lob that's just gone over my partner's head, well, as the baseliner, I'm going to want to call switch. I'm going to want to let my partner know that they've got to switch sides. They've got to go across to the other side of the court to cover the space that I've just left. It's my job as the baseliner to call switch, as I don't want my partner at the net to have to be turning around here, because they're going to miss out on clues as to what's happening down to the other end of the court. Also, if you're the player that's having to switch across at the net, so you've switched across here, as your partner's called it, you may want to think about dropping back a little bit more towards the baseline to support your partner at the baseline. You don't want to, what I call, leave yourself as that net player on an island where you've now got two players up at the net on the other side that are just going to blast you with their volleys and their smashes. Remember, it's okay to have a formation of one player at the back and one player at the net if the other team are in that formation as well. But once one team has two players more up at the front, well, you want to drop back so you've got your two players back at the baseline ready to defend. My final strategy has to do with the volleyer. If you're in a regular doubles formation, one player up, one player back, and I just like to get the volleyer more involved. That's like my number one goal, be more involved as the net player. And the easiest way to do this is to follow the path of the ball. So if the ball is on my partner's side of the court back there, well, I want to think about following this ball. So I want to drop back and towards the middle, towards this marker here. The reason for that is the first player that they might hit the ball to, or that might play the ball, is the volleyer on the other side. So I want to put myself in this position so I'm right in the middle of where that player could possibly hit. But as soon as I see the ball go past the volleyer, well, I want to move my position back up to the middle of the service box here, where I have a better chance to intercept and put the volley away, and I can cover the down the line ball if I need to. With this, my focus, so literally where I'm looking, is going to have to change as well. So as I drop back here, as the ball's on my partner's side of the court, back there, I'm going to be wanting to look at the other volleyer. But as I move back to this position, my focus is going to switch back to the baseliner on the other side who's hitting the ball. I feel that not only do players not adjust their position, they just stay looking constantly down the other end of the court at the baseliner on the other side, and they wonder why they feel sort of so out the game and they can never get the ball back, particularly if the volleyer hits it on the other side. Okay, right guys, please go out and practice this. I guarantee it'll not only help you get more balls back in play, but also get more opportunities to put the ball away in doubles as well. If this has helped, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on court in the next one. Cheers guys.